Hello discussions community. I got another update on the game today, and this update fixes some of the bugs I had previously, and also there are some quality of life updates, so I'll show you those real quick. Like the chat doesn't send two messages anymore, so it's only one. It's working, no double messages. The chat is fully working, except for these two things that are gonna come into later versions, the tipping and gifting, but the block and unfriend feature still works. So yeah, that's done. And another quality of life update is with the lobbies in games. So what would happen before is if you create or join lobby and then log out and log in, you would not be put back in the lobby that you joined before. So that that was an issue, but now that thing is fixed. So let's say this guy logs out. As you can see, he went offline, but he is still in the lobby. So if I log in, he is still in the lobby. Oops, let me just oh, there we go. So the lobbies get remembered now in the state. And all of these other things still work. I can leave lobbies, destroy lobbies, and finally I can start the game. So both these players are now in game. So what they did was leave this sidebar on all the time, so I don't see no reason why it shouldn't be here while in the game. So maybe you wanna chat with this guy while you're playing. Like that. And the decks are being generated now. This is just the front end. There is no data from the back end. This is just the UI. There's still no data, but it's being generated now. It's only being generated. It's not being shuffled. As you can see, it just goes. It just loops the deck and creates the game deck. It doesn't shuffle it. And I didn't pay much attention to this. Now the only thing that I see here that is kind of left to fix is if I refresh this page, what happens is when I log in again, I get a new socket ID, but all the previous players and all the data in the database still remembers my old socket ID. So for example, if I would to refresh this page and log in again, I would still be in the game technically, but if this guy plays this card here, he would see it, but this guy wouldn't, because this client is emitting a socket to the old socket ID and not this new one. So refreshing the page still kinda glitches out the entire application, which is why I use this button to show you how it would work, because this button properly logs the users out. The same thing should happen on page reload, but I still haven't figured out how to hook the on page on close and on exit or some stuff like that in the framework that I'm using. It doesn't work with the classic on before unload or events like that. They just don't work for some reason. So yeah, and the exit button, I forgot to put the exit button there, so let me just quickly get these two players out of the game, since that's it for the update for now. It's just some quality of life and some bug fixes. Okay, so that's literally all that should happen when the players exit game, so just changes some numbers here. Let me just restart, and there, as you can see, the page got refreshed, so it didn't lock him out. It still remembers his old status that is in game, but as soon as I log in and the auth system notices that I'm not in a lobby or in a game, it's gonna put my status as online. So yeah, that's the only small issue that is left to clean up. Pretty much everything else is just working on. Yeah, I guess I forgot the game should not be startable unless both players have a full deck. So as you can see, this guy only has 8 cards in the deck, and that's the deck that is generated right here. But this previous guy has the full deck, so this is his game deck. So now he can draw the cards. He's gonna draw them from the top, like he's gonna draw these 5 cards, and then it's gonna get displayed here in the UI. So the only problem that's left to fix is the problem with reloading the page and the socket ID problem. So when the player logs in again, all the other players need to know his new socket ID, so that the whole client and the game would work. And now probably the biggest update for now for today is the roadmap update. So I updated this thing, cleaned it up a little bit. So this version is completely done. So this is the most basic the version required to implement, and that's the auth system with the unified ID, creating and managing decks, adding, removing, blocking, and chatting with friends, and changing avatars. So it all works. It all works now. See this guy. Oh, gets notified. Ah, yeah, I guess this thing too, I forgot, completely forgot that I re-implemented this. So now he can also change the deck class. So there's gonna be 4 classes, and you start with 4 deck slots for each for one class. Like, but let's say I want to change this first slot from solid to gas. There we go. And I can change the name. Can change the name, and yeah, that version it's done. It's ready for the gameplay. So this second version is gonna allow players to play with friends, or against friends, should I say. So these two are done. The lobbies can be created, joined, and stuff like that, and the games can be started and, well, basically ended, but I need to refactor a little bit of code before I can properly end games without glitching out other clients. And this is what I'm working on now. So this thing is done. The decks are being generated here, as you can see. Shuffling, I don't know how to do this shuffling. I guess I can use some algorithms, like the Bobby Fischer algorithm or something. I don't know. Something simple. It doesn't have to be like using lasers and shit to to generate RNG. It can be just some simple algorithm. So draw and play and attack cards. So these two how do I call this, these two patches, okay, let's go, patches are going to take the most amount of time to implement, because this game is going to be played on the server. So I need to refactor a lot of code, and then I need to create some more classes and functions that are going to like regulate this entire gameplay. and then probably the longest thing will be this advanced gameplay, so to implement each card's effect so that the effects will actually work. So this is gonna be like, this is probably gonna take a couple of months, maybe even more, to completely finish up the entire game. But once that's done, then most of the stuff left to do is not gonna be that bothersome. For example, this version 0.3.0, and so that's going to introduce queues, so you can enter a queue and play against random player. And I'm gonna talk about this level up and receive aura. I'm gonna talk about this later when I get to this screen. So this update should not take as much. This one maybe take a while as well. I have a vague idea how the unified ID wallet system works, but there's a lot of things that I need to implement here, like tipping and wallets and create Telos accounts and bet duels. So yeah, this is the same as this, except it's just gonna be ranked. So the queue is going to try to match two players of similar skill level. So it's gonna be a little bit different, but still probably not that difficult to implement. This as well is not gonna be difficult to implement. I already have an idea how I'm going to code this, but I left it for the end because it's not really important for the gameplay. And this final step where I'm gonna introduce NFTs to the game, like I have no idea how NFTs work. I bought an NFT on the AriaX marketplace, or I believe AriaX NFT, yeah. So I have generally idea of how that works, but this is gonna be this is gonna be the last the last update before the official release. So yeah, the another big wall is gonna be these two updates. So this is probably gonna take a long while to do, but after this is done, after those two are completed, the other ones should be a smooth sail. At least I hope so. So yeah, and now the light paper. I so I completely forgot about Aura, and I keep forgetting about Aura. And now I finally added Aura to the equation, and I figured out approximately how this game is gonna function on all the different mechanics. So first we're gonna cover the tokens. So there's gonna be a billion total tokens, the states of matter, or SOM token. There's gonna be a billion total, and 1 million, or 0.1%, will be flashed daily for 1,000 days, or approximately 3 years. And 200,000, or 0.02%, or 20% total, will go to the development fund, and 800,000, or 0.08%, or 80% total, will go to Aura daily. So this is going to be daily flash. Each day this amount of tokens will be flashed to players or to Aura and to the developers. Now moving on to fees, just like when you tip somebody on discussions or withdraw funds to the actual wallet, people are going to pay fees for that, and there's gonna be 1% fees for everything in the game basically, and those fees will be given back, paid back to Aura each day. So depending on how much Aura players have, they will get a certain percentage from this pool, and that includes buying and selling items on the market, bet duels, withdrawing tokens, tipping tokens, and I think there's gonna be a fixed fee for gifting skins to friends. I maybe add some more things in this list down the road, but for now this is everything that comes to mind that's gonna be in the final version of the game. So these things are going to collect fees, and those fees will be paid back to Aura each day. So even when this token flush completely ends and all the tokens are in the circulation, players with Aura will still receive the daily rewards from the fees, and the developers will not receive the rewards from the fees. The developers will only receive 20% of the total supply for the game, basically. So instead of giving those fees to the people that stake tokens, we will give those fees to the player who have the most Aura. And just hold on, I'll explain everything and how it's gonna work. So Aura will be increased by leveling up, so by playing games, increasing ranked elo, and staking SOM tokens. And the player will require a fixed amount of Aura to be eligible for daily rewards, so that new players will have to play a little bit and to farm Aura before they can be paid, basically. And inactive players will not be eligible for rewards nor visible on the leaderboards. Now the system will probably require players to play at least one game per day in order to be eligible for Aura rewards. And if the player is inactive for 7 days, then the system will start to clamp his elo. It's going to start reducing his elo. And if he is inactive for 1 month, it's going to remove him from the leaderboards. So that's how it's gonna work. The system is probably not going to clamp the elo of inactive players, because I want the elo to be a zero-sum system. So maybe just if the player is inactive, it's just gonna hide him from the leaderboards and soft reset everyone's elo every once in a while, like that. So yeah, that solves most of the issues, if not all the issues I had with this game previously. And now levels. This is the fun part. So infinite level system. There's not gonna be a cap on the level system, but each level will require exponentially more XP. Base XP reward per game will be 10, plus 1 for each minute the game lasted. So if the game lasts for 6 minutes, the total XP reward will be 16 for both players. Doesn't matter if you win or lose, the reward is going to be the same. Leveling up will not reset the EXP, so if you have 150 XP and you leveled up, the next level would require like 180 XP, but you would still have 150 XP, so you would only need to grind 30 XP more for level up. And higher levels will reward exponentially more Aura. And the only thing that is similar to the previous system is a special NFT rewards at levels 25, 50, 75 and 100, and these colors just represent the rarity of the skin. So the green is common, the blue is rare, purple is epic, and orange is mythical. And this is the formula for the XP required. So it's level times 10 to the power of level divided by 100 plus 1. And let me just show you quickly how that's going to look. I created a spreadsheet here. So as you can see, this column here is for the level, and this column here is for the XP required. So the first level will require 10 experience, second level will require 21, third 33, and fourth 46 and 60, and as you can see it slowly increases as you go down the list. So at level 10 you're gonna unlock the ranked, so you can play ranked after level 10 or approximately after 10 or 15 normal games. And on level 25 you get the common NFT as a reward. And as you go down the list, the the orders of magnitude just keeps increasing, but the higher level you are, the exponentially more aura you will receive. And after the level 100, which is going to require a million XP, you get a mythical NFT. So that's gonna be some super rare NFT, something shiny, and you know, something like that. And after that, it's absurd how fast this thing ramps up. But for example, if somebody is level 102 and only the reward from jumping from level 101 to 102 would be more than reward to level 70 all the levels before combined. So only this one level will give more aura than all these levels from 70 below combined. So the most aura will be given to the players who basically level up the system, who basically level up. So the most active players who are gonna grind those levels, since not everybody is going to play ranked. Actually, a few people play ranked. In most games, most people just play normal games. You know, if they don't want to go competitive, so that's understandable. So the levels are going to give the highest amount of aura as a reward. Now staking, there will be 4 staking periods: 30, 90, 180 and 360 days. And just like just like with this common, rare, epic and legendary. So longer lockup period and more tokens will yield more aura. So if you lock up for 30 days, your aura reward will be something like this, like 1 times tokens locked, and then for 90 days it would be 2 times tokens locked, and on 180 would be 3 times tokens locked, and 360 would be 4 times tokens locked. So some math like that. Staking will not give exponential aura. So this system kind of prevents whales. It doesn't really prevent whales, but for example, if somebody buys a huge supply of tokens and locks them up, he's going to have enough aura to be eligible for daily rewards, and he's going to get a lot of aura. But in the end, the players who have high level would still should have the edge over players who just bought a huge amount of supply and staked. So yeah. And ranked, this is it's pretty simple system, like it's just elo. So winning games gives you elo and losing games loses you elo. And to speed up the queue times, for example, the system can match I'm just gonna build something quickly like this. So let's imagine this is the queue and nobody joins the queue for the next 5 minutes, and the system decides, okay, these two players have the most similar skill level, so it's gonna match the two of them. Like that. So it's gonna match them. But since there is a gap in their elo, and the gap is 300, and the base elo reward is 20 or minus 20 per game. So if this guy wins with 1600 elo, he is going to receive 20 points minus 3, because his elo is 300 higher than his opponent, so he's going to receive 17, while the other guy with the 1300 elo is going to lose 17. So winning against lower elo players will give less elo, but losing against higher elo player will also lose you less elo. And the opposite, if the lower elo guy wins, he is going to receive 23, but the higher elo guy is going to lose 23 elo. And this is going to add up to this is going to be a zero sum. So if you add up all the wins in the system and all the losses in the system, it's going to be 0. total. So that is how I imagined this matchmaking for ranked to be. Like, unless there's 2000 players in the queue, and I hope honestly that someday that happens, that I have so many players. The system is probably most of the time going to match players with a similar skill level, unless players in really high elo where not that many players are gonna be there. But still, this is going to fix the problem. Lower elo players, if they win against a higher elo player, they will win more elo, and if they lose against a higher elo player, they will lose less elo. So it's fair for everybody. I mean it's not fair because you're technically playing against a player who's much better than you, but you don't lose as much points. So I guess that's a compromise you have to make when you probably not gonna have a lot of players in the queue to be able to match everyone with the same player of their own skill. And so that's basically the elo system. And elo will also increase aura. Of course, higher elo will exponentially increase aura, much like the levels, but not not they're not gonna have a much high they're not gonna have a high exponent like levels. It's gonna be smaller reward than levels, but a nice reward nonetheless. So this is gonna be the main aura farming system. This is gonna be the second aura farming system, and this is gonna be the third. Like, if you really want the edge over the other players, you can just lock up your tokens and increase your aura. And then there can be leaderboards with elo, aura, and level. So there's gonna be 3 leaderboards, leaderboard tables right there. So yeah, that's this for this update. Let me know what you think about this light paper, and if to me, like, everything makes sense now. This prevents whales. This prevents whales because even if somebody stakes absurd amounts of tokens, he's still not going to be making more than somebody who doesn't have much tokens but has an insanely high level. This thing prevents smurfing, because even if some players create hundreds of accounts and boost elo, they will still not be receiving as much reward as if they would if they just played on one account and farmed the levels and staked tokens instead, because in order to make some reasonable amounts of money, he would have to stake some amount on all 100 accounts that he's boosting and then farm the levels, and still he's going to have to play at least one game on all of those accounts to be eligible for the daily rewards. So yeah, this system somewhat prevents whales, prevents smurfing, and I'm not sure about bots now that I think about it. I don't know what discussions does to prevent bots. Like, I'm pretty sure that somebody can create bots that play this game and farm levels. So the only thing that comes to mind now is CAPTCHA, but that's like kinda obnoxious. I would not like to. I hate CAPTCHA. I think there's another solution for this. So if you have any idea how to prevent botting, let me know. But yeah, for now this system seems pretty fair to everybody for now. So yeah, let me know what you think about it, and I'll see you guys in. Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay, so I've been working on this as well. This is going to be my block producer landing page. So this is like when you enter the website, this is how it looks. And we're gonna put our projects here. Those banners are taken from other games, like just as placeholders, so you still don't have those banners, but here's gonna be a hardware and testnet and mainnet and our team. And yeah, it looks really good. My friend helped me out with this one. These animations are sick. I did not even realize this is possible with HTML, but yeah, I'm pretty impressed with how it looks, and I like it. This is the logo, but we're gonna change the logo. This is just the placeholder as well. I mean, it can work, but we have something better in mind, so I'll update you on that thing as well. And finally, I'm at 82 millionth block on the testnet, and there's 123 million blocks now, so I'm really close to syncing up. Like, I'm around 66% synced up, so yeah, probably in my next post I will be synced up fully and start producing blocks on the testnet and get this website ready. So yeah, that's it for now. Let me know what you think about this website, and let me know what you think about the new light paper and the new system that's gonna be in this game. And I'll see you all in a month. Goodbye.